From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. There has been little or no rain for much of the Northeast since the month began, but that may change soon for many. AccuWeather meteorologists say that the coming downpours should break the building heat wave. Boston's last drenching rain was back on August 1st with 28 hundredths of an inch. New York's Central Park picked up 6 hundredths of an inch on August the 6th. In some cases, the last rain that dampened the ground or produced puddles was in late July. Rainfall during the first 10 days of August usually ranges from an inch to an inch and a half. Multiple locations in central Pennsylvania, for example, were experiencing one of their driest starts to August on record. Through the 11th, Williamsport was the driest ever, while Harrisburg and Altoona were the second driest. State College was tied for second driest for the first 11 days of the month. The lack of rain, plenty of sunshine, breezes, and days of low humidity have turned lawns brown. Unwatered gardens and crops are showing signs of stress. Water levels on some small streams are dropping despite what was a wet end to spring and the first part of summer. Part of the same storm system responsible for flash flooding in the Midwest over this past weekend will slowly drift eastward through Thursday. At the same time, some moisture will join in from the Gulf and the Atlantic. At this time, the rain is unlikely to trigger flooding anywhere near the scope seen around Milwaukee. Rainfall in the Northeast is likely to average a quarter to a half an inch, with a few spots picking up 1 to 1.5 inches. Clouds paired with showers and thunderstorms will help to trim high temperatures in the region from midweek on, but that same moisture will result in muggier nights compared to prior days. More downpours will be possible in coastal areas of New England and much of the mid-Atlantic on Thursday. Despite the likelihood of widespread showers and thunderstorms in the Northeast from Wednesday into Thursday, some areas may manage to avoid meaningful rainfall. The next chance of sporadic showers and thunderstorms will be over the weekend from a cold front dropping down out of eastern Canada. As dry air advances later in the week, humidity levels and temperatures will be trimmed in the Northeast, especially over the interior and the northern tier, where the heat has been the most extreme relative to the historical average. In the southeastern states, where humidity levels will be much higher and moisture more plentiful through Wednesday and into Thursday, the risk of flash flooding in urban areas and along small streams will be significantly higher, especially in areas that have received heavy rain over the past week. As a weak area of low pressure, which is being monitored for tropical development, moves inland later this week, it will enhance the thunderstorm activity along its path. And there will be a heightened risk of some flash flooding due to repeated storms on Wednesday, ranging from northern Georgia to upstate South Carolina, western and central North Carolina, and south central Virginia. Should several inches of rain pour down in a couple of hours or less, well, the situation could escalate to a life-threatening situation. Near, south, and east of the flash flood risk zone will be gusty winds with locally severe thunderstorms over portions of the Carolinas and southern Virginia on Wednesday. Now, looking ahead, if you're planning a trip to the beach for a late summer getaway this weekend into next week, well, then you should monitor the track and intensity of Tropical Storm Erin. At the very least, Erin will cause a significant uptick in seas and surf along the Atlantic coast with strong and frequent rip currents. Wildfires are intensifying across California and the western U.S., fueled by extreme heat, dry fuels, and gusty winds, pushing several into megafire territory. Fire crews are battling 4 large wildfires across multiple states. The latest wildfire to explode in size is the Lee Fire, burning in northwestern Colorado, about 200 miles west of Denver. The fire has scorched nearly 120,000 acres with only 6% containment. Authorities say that the fire is being fueled by weather conditions and critically low moisture levels in both live and dead vegetation. Flames have been reaching heights exceeding 100 feet, with the fire spreading at speeds over 1 mile per hour. In California, the Canyon Fire, which ignited north of Los Angeles on Thursday afternoon of last week, has nearly reached full containment after burning more than 5,000 acres in Ventura County and forcing evacuations. The fire initially prompted evacuation orders for approximately 4,200 residents as crews battled the blaze in steep, rugged terrain using ground forces and air support. California is also facing more than a dozen active fires across the state, including the massive Gifford Fire raging in the Los Padres National Forest. Burning in both Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties, the Gifford Fire has grown to more than 120,000 acres and is 33% contained. Fire officials described the fire as plume-dominated, with massive smoke columns creating unpredictable winds that have contributed to rapid fire growth and spread. California is currently on pace for one of the worst wildfire years in recent memory, with more than 350,000 acres burned, well above the 5-year average. Farther east, the Dragon Bravo fire along the north rim of the Grand Canyon has scorched nearly 143,000 acres since a lightning strike ignited that fire on July 4th. According to the National Interagency Fire Center, it is currently the largest wildfire in the lower 48. Containment has reached 44%. Officials say worsening weather has caused erratic fire behavior, particularly along the northern and southwestern flanks. The fire has grown so intense, it generated its own weather, producing pyrocumulus clouds observed for at least 7 consecutive days. The Dragon Bravo fire also destroyed the historic Grand Canyon Lodge in mid-July, leading to closures of the North Rim and the Inner Canyon. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com, and for your local forecast at your fingertips, including a hurricane tracker, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.